I'm going to give you a few ways to come up with new business or side hustle ideas in 2020. My name is Alex. On this channel, we talk about business, finance, product management, everything in between. And today I want to talk about how to come up with new business ideas or side hustle ideas. We're going to go through a few tips, a few methodologies I like to use. Anytime we're thinking about business in general, we're thinking about solving people's problems. So that's what we're going to focus our attention on right now. We're going to try to find as many interesting problems as we can and see if we can find creative or innovative solutions for them. So first, we're going to focus on the problems, then we're going to think about possible solutions, and then we're going to think about possible ways to get started and actually get it going. The businesses that I'm going to be talking about in this video are mostly side hustle or small business, lifestyle businesses perhaps, not startups. We're going to be handling startups in other videos, and they are entirely different beasts. Usually they are set up to be scaled much, much larger. You will have employees, co-founders, investors, and a lot of other things to contend with. Now, we're not necessarily talking about passive income, because passive income in general is a little bit of a misnomer, because there's very few types of income that is truly passive and requires nothing. There are some, and we'll talk about them in a separate video. For instance, dividend investing is somewhat passive, although you still will require some work to actually make sure your portfolio is balanced and you're going in the right direction. So we're going to be focusing on the type of businesses that don't require a whole lot of your time necessarily and can be done on the side, on a short-term basis, or on a short time investment basis. One thing to keep in mind, this is not something that necessarily happens overnight, but it is something that you can make progress on over several weeks, months, and certainly years in order to start to get different income streams coming in. The first concept is to start with problems. Start with problems that you have, your friends have, your family, your relatives, other people that you may know of, other problems that you've heard of. Think about problems in everyday life. Think about the different daily processes and make a list of everything that you've ever thought was a problem about any aspect of those experiences. Start from your day-to-day process. Wake up in the morning, shower, brush your teeth, go to school, go to work, take care of your kids, spend time with your family members. Anytime that something is not as convenient, as affordable, as enjoyable as it could be. Make a list of the top 10 problems that you can think of. For instance, I always lose my car keys, or I never have an umbrella around when it's raining, or I never know that it's raining when I walk outside. You can actually come up with problems with each day that you have, dozens and dozens of problems about every step of it. Some of those problems are not as serious as others, but list them all nonetheless. So list your 10, 15, 20 problems that you can think of and rank them according to the following. Number one, how powerful is this problem? How difficult is this problem? How serious is it? Number two, how frequently do those people that have the problem encounter it? Rank it 1 to 5 or 1 to 10 on the severity and on the frequency. And then in the third table, rank it according to your interest. How interesting is this topic for you? For instance, if you're really into basketball, a problem of how do I find the best tickets for the best sporting events near me might be more interesting than how do I solve that umbrella problem that we talked about earlier. So rank each problem along those attributes. Number one, how serious is the problem? Number two, how frequent does it happen? And number three, how interesting is it to you? The top 3 problems on that list should be worth investigating further. Another interesting thing to do is to read local news. Find out what's going on in your local community. Find out what's going on around you, what kind of problems, again, what is happening around you, what are the struggles, what are the situations that arise, and make a list of any interesting ideas that, again, could lead you to interesting problems. Don't just read the local news, read business news, read technology news. Stay up to date with the latest happenings in the business world and the technology space. Get into the habit of thinking about everything that you read and trying to identify the opportunities. What's the problem there? What are different groups of people that are discussed in this article or in this story? What do they want? What are their motivations? What problems do they have? As you're researching all this, set up a separate list for ideas, concepts, themes that you like that you want to follow up on later, and just set those aside. The second thing we could do is start from yourself. So this is usually either your skills, your knowledge, your experience. Go through your experience, go through your life and see what you do very well, what you know very well, and what you have experience with. Make a catalog of that. After you've done that, go on Google, go on any relevant sites that are related to each one of those items and find out what services people are offering exactly for that. Go through those and identify any interesting ones. Those are going going to be opportunities to pursue. Next step is to actually come up with a list of solutions for some of these problems. If you've ranked your top problems, gone over the news, and thought about your own background, you should have gathered a list of problems that you've then ranked into the top 10 problems that you want to solve. At this point, you want to try to come up with some solutions. Each problem could have several solutions, and feel free to go through and list as many as you can think of immediately for each problem. You can use the following techniques to do it. Can you do something faster, cheaper, or better than the existing solution? If yes, that's a potential interesting solution. Is it unique? Is it interesting? Is it more entertaining? Does it provide value in some other facet that the existing solutions don't do? So when you've listed out a few potential solutions, now it's time to rank the solutions by the following attributes. How much investment does it take on the part of the entrepreneur? The less investment, the more points it should get. How many steps does it take? The fewer steps, the more points it should get. You can go simple. You can go 1, 2, 3. 1 for big investment, 2 for medium investment, 3 for zero investment. 1 for lots of steps, 2 for medium amount of steps, 3 for fewest amount of steps required to implement the solution. And the third piece again is affinity. How much you like this solution? How much is it interesting to you in general? You don't want to come up with a side business that you are not interested in. It does nothing for you. That is not the aim. You want it to be at least somewhat interesting to you, occupy not too much time, and generate potentially a new income stream for you. After you've done that, pick the top 3 problems that were rated high on your list and also you are interested in, and the top 3 solutions to those problems that again rated very highly on all of the attributes that we just listed. And it's time to put it into action. What is required to get this done? You need your first users. I recommend starting from friends and family if they are the target audience, your social network where you could likely find your target audience within there, or a site like Craigslist or Reddit where you can basically just say, this is what I'm doing, this is the solution that I've put in place. Please get in touch with me if you're interested right here, or here's my website. Any placeholder will do. You can go to wix.com or any other ones and get a free site where you describe the problem, describe your solution, give your contact information, and go from there. After you get those first 1, 3, 5, 10 customers, you're going to work one-on-one with them with white glove service, meaning any question you will answer, anytime you will put in, you will respond immediately. You will treat them as if they are VIPs, which they are, because those first 5 to 10 customers are going to determine whether you have something that you can actually turn into a long-term side hustle or not. And if you cannot get your first users from your friends, family, social network, professional social network, or Reddit, Craigslist, and similar sites, then likely that is not a good opportunity for a side hustle. So next step, put this into action. Let me know how it goes. The most important thing, of course, is to start right now and come up with those problems and most importantly, those solutions. So if you like this video, please make sure to smash the like button and also subscribe and hit the bell icon so you don't miss anything. And also check out my other videos for other business, finance, startups discussion. Thanks very much. See you next time.